Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a Lions mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon and welcome to Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. And then there were four that went on and four that went home. 28 people went to the non-playoff couch now. I have a little meme to add here. Boom. There we go. Megan's in the building. You know, everybody's focusing on that great touchdown pass and not the 3 passes that he gave to the other team. I thought he was awful. And to be honest, he ran 30 yards back, threw it up in the air, and it rainbowed to somebody out of the blue. He didn't even look downfield. Good to see everybody. Let me get this soundboard fired up for you. Acting wonky today. Fully charged last night when I went to bed. I made sure of it so I could do this song just for you, Jack Wagons. But yes, everybody's so enamored with the one play he made that was fantastic. On a no-look pass, he rainbowed and threw it over the camera. I don't think Sean McDermott's the right guy. Yeah, yesterday they were good games. They were competitive. Saturday? What the hell was that? 49ers looked like they forgot to get off the bus and more people got hurt during the game. The injury train stopped at the divisional round. I called it. Houston, stop. Divisional round in New England. Called that. There they are, your fork. No, I would not hire Brian Dable. He's a failed head coach. Maybe as an OC, they should stick with who they're interviewing. Brian Dable is being interviewed today, this afternoon, with Billy as OC. If you're getting an OC, then I'd hire Brian Dable. If you're getting an OC, I'd hire Sean McDermott. Yep, he's the favorite to win the job, too. But Sam Darnold, Matt Stafford, Drake May, and Jared Stidham, due to the broken ankle on Bo Nix. That's awful news about Bo Nix. And of all the plays to do it, second to the last play of the game, the kneel down. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to come down to a Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl. I had the Patriots as the second best team in that division. I didn't know they were going to propel to first because I knew Mike Vrabel was going to make a difference, and Drake May looked like he was a good quarterback at the end of the season last year. That's something I predicted. Everybody's like, "Oh no, the Dolphins or Jets are going to be second." I was like, "No, they're not. They're trash." Guess what? They were trash. And now the only team not getting a new coach in the AFC East division, the Patriots. The only team. I think it's going to come down to him, Ben Johnson, and Mike McDonald. So that's done. Oh, the Jets do still got Glenn. They shouldn't. It can't be worse than what they had. He's an offensive minded coach. Yeah. Gifted? No. They earned it. They won that game handedly versus the Texans. CJ Stroud, if anybody gifted it to him, it was the player CJ Stroud. 5 turnovers, and you expect your defense to hold you in that game? Kiss my butt. And Caleb, 3 interceptions. Say what you want. They came in very key moments, and they all equaled points. One was a field goal. One was a touchdown. The last one was a touchdown. Yeah, it was weird because he was looking good, and then he would airmail it right to somebody. That's what was crazy about the turnovers in both the New England and the Chicago game. The rainbow pass was pretty. I get it. But when you throw it over the camera line and it somehow lands in somebody's hands and they make it sound like it was meant to happen that way, that was getting lucky. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, it's time to have that discussion too. Stroud, awful. But yes, that's the breaking news this morning. Brian Dable is fired, and their GM should be shortly. Bean sucks. It's more about who they had on their roster than the lack of execution. I mean, it's up to the players on the field to execute the plays. The coach can just call the plays. Yeah, and Josh Allen did because he knew he probably just got his coach fired. Joe Brady probably too. That's who I'd pick up as OC right now. No, because Deshaun Watson was actually a top 5 quarterback for about 5 straight seasons. So I can't say that. When he thought it was man, it was in zone. When it was in zone, he thought it, when he thought it was zone, it was man. Yeah, I'm talking about Stroud. You can't call Stroud Deshaun Watson. He's never been seen at a massage parlor or the team's masseuses. And Stroud should have looked like he was going to cry. It was all on him. And then last night we saw the overtime thriller that was the Bears versus Rams, the Rams versus Bears in Chicago, cold weather. Kyron Williams, he looked like Kyron Williams. Yeah, but Deshaun Watson is the Clemson quarterback, so I'm not going to compare him. He looked like Art Schuster. He looked like all of them except for the one that passed away. I think Indiana's going to run away with it myself. Mendoza's a better quarterback. Overall, it's a better defense. Miami is a physical defense, but that's a better defense on Indiana, and they're better coach. I can't say it's going to be close, but I also feel like it might not be a blowout. But the result of it is all four teams in the NFC North are on their way to Cancun, along with 27. Well, that's eight. We got four teams, so technically, along with 24 other teams. And I picked all four winners right here on this show Wednesday night. Go back and watch it. That's my receipt. It's going to be one of two ways with that Miami versus Indiana game. Either Miami's going to keep it close because they are a physical defense in the front seven, or Indiana, because of the physicality of their offensive line, is going to bowl them over and run over them and win by double digits. There is no, I can't say there's an in between. I think it's the Seahawks. Yeah, it will be Seahawks versus Patriots. That Rams team, yes, they got a good defense. Their offense has been inconsistent like for 6 weeks now. They can because it's a defensive team. Everybody said they weren't going to beat Buffalo. And that interception that everybody's griping about that didn't get reviewed in the Bills Broncos game, the rule is 2 steps, a football move, then tackled. If you're tackled before the 2 steps are completed and you go to the ground, you have to come up with the ball, whether it's a touchdown or anything. Because the Calvin Johnson rule doesn't deal just with touchdowns, it deals with completing the process of a catch. Yes, before he played for USC. Exactly. The ball was squirting before his knee hit the ground. Everybody always screenshots it in that one spot where his knee hits the ground. It looks like he has control. He didn't have control in the 2 steps. The ball never hits the ground. The player strips it out. I know, Bill T. I agreed with you. It will be a Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl. That's what I see happening. I'm sticking my guns this week. I'm picking the Seahawks all the way on the NFC side, and I'm picking the Patriots all the way on the AFC side. But I don't have to make a pick for 2 weeks for the Super Bowl because it doesn't happen for 2 more weeks after this weekend. I still think it's going to be the Seahawks for some reason. I just think they're the better coach team because they've had more continuity in 2 years together. No, Josh Allen did. Brandon Cooks did, just like he did Jared Goff in 2018 in the Super Bowl versus the Patriots. Everybody remember that? Wide open, nobody in front of him, 15 yards of separation, lets the ball fall right through his hand. 3 drives and 15 plays later for the Rams, drops one in the end zone. What does this stuff stand for? Because I have no idea. We're talking football. Thank you, the network. Everybody in the chat. That's who I talk to. Yes, we do talk football here. But we got Seahawks versus the Rams in Seattle. And you'll need to look at those games this weekend. When all the players had the ball, the other team stripped it out when it looked like the players hit the ground before the ball came out. I am talking American football. The Detroit Lions, I'm in Lions here. Who's left in the playoffs, which are these 4 quarterbacks with their 4 teams, Seattle and Darnold. Favorite player in the NFL in history? Barry Sanders. And they're bringing him in. But Drake May's good, but he's going to face basically another defense that's just as strong as Houston's, and we don't know what to expect. We really don't know what to expect out of Jared Stidham. Nobody's seen him in play as a starter, and we don't know what Sean Payton has in store with him. I know. We talked about it. Sam Darnold has been good the last 2 seasons. 14 wins with the Minnesota Vikings this year. Number 1 seed in the playoffs. They got a complete team around them. Quarterbacks can only do as good as their team. And that defense last night, while it had 3 turnovers and created pressures, they weren't getting home on Caleb Williams, which is why that game stayed close. They also gave up a few yards in the rushing game that they normally don't do, which was kind of weird. I don't know what happened there. But the Broncos defense mothered the Bills. Yep. But Bo Nix being hurt is going to hurt that Denver offense. He has to, in less than a week, go out there and defend his home turf as a first-time starter in the NFL in the AFC Championship game. In the moment, may get bigger than him. So I think we're going to end up un poquito. Hablo un poquito español. Not very good at it, but it's been like 40 years since I learned it. Yeah, very little. I just love talking football. Lions OC search continues. We're waiting to see if the other head coaching position that Mike McDaniels is being interviewed for, if he takes it. So far, he hasn't seemed like he's very interested in the head coaching jobs. He's been more interested in the OC jobs, specifically three teams: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Detroit Lions. And he will make his decision after he finishes his head coaching interviews, and his OC interview today is the first one he has with the Eagles, which is this morning. And then Brian Dable is being brought in this afternoon, which tells me even the Eagles aren't set on Mike McDaniels. I don't think so. I think they're going to move on from Arthur Smith as soon as they get their head coach. I hope they don't make Arthur Smith their head coach because he's not a good head coach. We already saw that with the Eagles, but that was with him having to deal with Terry Fontenot as the GM too. So was it player acquisition? Who knows? Look out at the coaching staffs and see who has the best special teams coach. That's probably who the Steelers hire. Yep, they are also interviewing Jim Bob Cooter from the Indianapolis Colts. Well, that's because a lot of teams are playing on either turf. I thought that's what he said the other day. I know, Steve. Valerie was a good woman. It's a shame she's gone. And I know that that hurts a lot to lose your wife like that. My condolences again, my brother, because I know I wasn't around to say it when it happened. Man. But man, there were some great games this weekend. That's amazing. So, how old are you? Because I had this set to a 18 and older show at one time. I agree. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to be great at OC when your O line doesn't look good either. It's a catch 22 for me. Well, you have a good one, Eric. I'm glad you tuned in. Appreciate it. Yeah, change my settings again. Fixing that right now. I don't know because McDermott just got fired. He hasn't even been called for an interview yet. All right. I just set my thing to adults again. I don't know who changed that. I had it set a long time ago. Lost a subscriber because of it because it just removed the only yet person under 18 that was watching. crazy. Last 43,000 views in the last 28 days, boys. It's been such a weird growth. But it is that time. We know who the matchups are. We know who's out. We know who's going to Cancun for the rest of the season. 28 teams now. So you took two of them. Wow. That's cool, Gab. I'm going to do one right now because it's that time. There's no more news really to share. We covered it all. So let's get this over with. First, let's look here. Francis McGowan, I believe, just went. He did. Normally, I'd say screw Dallas, but I'm sliding back. Not that far. Not that far either. Now, that's something I might do. Nope. Nope. No. That's the only trade offer. Back one spot, and I give up a spot to get a next. No. Guy's pretty good. Murray Ramsey is one hell of a safety, and we need one, but I think we need edge more. I just don't like this guy's size. He's smaller, like an outside linebacker, just like him. There we go. Yes, sir. Mock time. There we go. They moved him to. Wow. Supposed to be a guard. Okay. 6'3" and 198. We need a one of them. 6'2", 185 on the light side. 6'2", 201. That's a little better. 6 foot. Back to back picks and hmm. Come on, Papa's gone. Okay. This is the big guy I was talking about that's kind of on the shorter side, 5'11" and 227 out of Toledo, out of the MAC. I like him. So we turned it into 9 picks. We gained one, getting the extra 4th. Mock draft 335. Caden Proctor, Akeem Messidor, Logan Jones, Devin Moore, Jalen Husky, Kendall Daniels, Isaiah Nokobia, DJ Campbell of Texas, and Chip Trayanum, a 5'11", 227-pound bowling ball with legs, and picked up Dallas's fourth because I traded back to 20, then traded back again to get that extra fourth. So I got a fourth next year and a fourth this year to end up with 9 picks in the draft. Oh, wow. Yeah, the roads are slick. Be careful, everybody. Don't forget, there is one other one I like other than there's two, but I like Pat Coogan better than Jake Slaughter. So that's the three that I would target with not having a third. If we had a third or a later pick in the second, I would probably target Parker Brailsworth, who's really good out of Alabama, but he struggled at times too. Everybody always wants to show his great plays, but they don't want to show his weak plays when he got bowled over and manhandled by the bigger tackles that are in the SEC and the games that Alabama lost. But no, let's just focus on his highlights. Luckily, I'm just going around the corner, but that's usually your worst. Most accidents happen within 5 miles of home, so please be careful if you're driving out there. And for all of our big time fans out there, let's go this way. And just to remind everybody, these are the 4 QBs you will see next week in the playoffs. Darnold versus Stafford, May versus Stidham. That we all are. Between the frigid cold and the wind and the snow, it's been redonkulous. So the playoffs are set. The 1 seeds are in the middle right here, where I said they'd be. I said none of these teams probably have the chance to beat the 1 seed if healthy. Unfortunately, second to the last play, Bo Nix broke his ankle, confirmed by Sean Payton. He's having surgery on it tomorrow. And some idiot posted, "Look at that, kneeling may have cost him his career like Kaepernick." And I was like, it wasn't the same type of kneel, you asshat. And Nick Foles going to show up in the form of. I thought I said that's what he needs to do is go back and watch that playoff run by the Philadelphia Eagles and channel his inner big dick Nick. Oh. So where would you rank the quarterbacks of the North? Honestly, if you guys were going to rank them 1 through 4 right now, don't base it off of win totals, base it off of statistics, actual quarterback statistics. Who's your number 1 and who's your number 4 out of the starting quarterbacks that started this season? I want to hear your guys' and then I'm going to give mine. And everybody's going to be shocked at my order. Well, they're probably not going to be shocked at my number 1, but they'll be shocked at the rest of it. Love it. Yes, definitely Steve knows the policy. That's my number 4. Hands down. You could actually put it as a 4A, 4B. McCarthy and Rosmer. Who do you have at 3 in the NFC North? Yeah, it just didn't bother him until then, and that's probably due to adrenaline. I think it was the one where he threw the pass down there to get in position to be able to kneel and get the first down, if I remember right, because they ran a play and then they kneeled. Yeah, he kind of got wrapped up. Absolutely. I'm 100% with you. Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's funny, MD. Love it. Michael, he says Garf Barbie love and Minnesota's equipment manager. I love had better statistics than Barbie. Bears just can't beat a Lions QB. Yes. Think about that. One quarterback drafted by the Rams, the other one drafted by the Lions. Both have played for the Lions. And Caleb Williams has an 0 record against them. Let that sink in. What they did beat, what Caleb Williams did beat, and I give him credit for it. He finally beat the in regular season passing record of Eric Kramer. Unlike the Gay Butler or Jay Cutler, as he's called, they didn't fold down the stretch. Congratulations to him. Yes, that 70% completion percentage. That smart decision to not throw it into that triple coverage that Luther Burden was in, or Roma Dunze was in, or DJ Moore was in. I mean, there's all sorts of things that was wrong with that. He overthrew the out route. He gets his mani pedi daily because he actually has a cosmetology degree from USC. But I'm going to say this, and this may rub a lot of people the wrong way. He's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I said it. I have not been impressed with Jalen Hurts. I got it. Goff, Love, Caleb Williams, McCarthy. That's me. And now you might as well say TBD if you heard Quezzy's interview the other day. Quezzy is not on the 9 will be starting next year train anymore. They might be trading up for another quarterback in the top 10. And personally, I don't think there's another top 10 quarterback out there. As a matter of fact, I only think there's one first round quarterback out there. It is. Yes. Well, Goff has the better completion percentage and more yards and more touchdowns this season. Now, granted, you did have a lot of drops, but is it all just Love placing it perfectly, or was it their wide receivers' hands were that bad in Green Bay? So I'm gonna I'm gonna give the edge to Goff because statistics. I'm not talking about wins and losses because we were talking about wins and losses. 100%, we'd be going in a different order right now, but JJ McCarthy would still be fourth. Because if you go by wins, it was Caleb Williams, it was Jordan Love, it was Jared Goff, then it was J.J. McCarthy. Because J.J. McCarthy didn't win one of the games they won, so technically he has less wins than Goff. In fact, he didn't win 4 of the games they won. 3 of them came from Wentz. 1 of them came from Brosmer. In a game where he only had 3 net passing yards. Disgusts me to hear it. Sacked them 5 times for 48 yards and couldn't stop that team. It was disgusting. I knew KOC wouldn't get fired, but I'm shocked about the Quezzy thing. I thought for sure Quezzy would be gone. I know, isn't that crazy? Well, Drake is athletic at times. Darnold is a statue. We know this. Stafford, you're lucky if you get 8 yards out of him in a game. He's a statue. May, on the other hand, will run for a touchdown in the red zone. But we've even seen Jared Goff do that. I'm taking Goff. I've said this 100 times because we saw this year when that O line plays like shit, Josh Allen crumbled. I do too. I think it should have been Bean. I think it should have been their GM Bean, not putting the right players around Josh Allen and James Cook to make that a better team. I think they need a 100% a number 1 wide receiver. They've got 2 number 2s and a bunch of 3s or lower. Their tight end is good, but he needs a backup that complements him, not only blocks. So there's a lot I would have did different, but I blame Bean in Buffalo more than anything. And Joe Brady, he was the offensive coordinator. I don't know if he called plays or not. Right. And half the time, we have seen Goff audible into bad plays too. Let's not sugarcoat it. He audibled to that flea flicker where we got sacked that took us from a 3rd and 1 to whatever. If San Fran would finally fire Kyle Scamahan, they'd get better. As long as they have him, even if they make the Super Bowl, they aren't winning it. Yes, Christian McCaffrey, one of the best running backs in the league, and you go away from the run in the second half before the game was out of hand. I understand 24-6, but we've seen 18 points. Yep. And he's getting at that age where these are going to start dinging him. It hasn't yet because he's been Superman. He's put that cape on and carried that team with James Cook 100%. But it's getting to that point where he's at that age where those little dingers, the ones that were just bruises, are going to turn into strain. And then they're going to turn into sprain. And then they're going to turn into major injury. That's what you're going to see happen as he gets older. He needs to get smarter, not always lower his head and just try to bowl somebody over, start sliding. We've seen him do it 2 times this year. I've seen him slide, and they were smart slides. Don't get it twisted. But there was a lot of them where he pulled through somebody, and you'd hear, "Oh, his left shoulder hurt. Oh, his left hand hurt. Oh, his elbow hurt." It's already happening. It just hasn't been enough to injure him yet. Once he gets one of those injuries, it's going to hurt their team. Oh, it, there was more than that. They lost Tongas in that game. Amen, RBF Fred. They should have kept Debo Samuel and got rid of Brandon Ayuk. That's who they should have kept. Debo was happy to play there still. Yeah, he is an A. Ayuk is an AB type of player. He went off the deep end this year. The guy they should have kept is Debo. I'm going to stick with that. Debo was the gadget guy, the one that made everything click. Ayuk was just a good number two, not a number one. He was Dwight Clark. He wasn't Jerry Rice. Is that a better analogy, Steve, for you? Good, not great. Still got in the Hall of Fame, and I don't get it. The Hall of Fame is now the Hall of Very Good. Look at what Debo was doing on a bad Washington team while Scary Terry was out. He had games where he took over. He was running the ball. He was doing the old things that he used to do with San Francisco. And they let him walk out the building, and I thought that was stupid. Who should be the next quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings? Well, if Mike McCarthy doesn't land that job in Pittsburgh, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. I just think he's going to complete the Brett Favre circle of his QB career. Disagree with me, hate me, think it's shit talking. I just feel like that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, if they'd have had a valid starting QB for the entire season, Minnesota probably would have been up there. With our O-line, we weren't going to do any better than maybe 10 wins at best. And the proof is we had 9. But guess what? So did the Packers and so did the Vikings. And that was with piss poor QB play. Don't tell me it wasn't. They also had a anemic running game. But welcome to the non-playoff couch. You can come on down to the NFC North basement and watch the games with us, all 3 other teams. We're not going to argue. We're not going to fight. We'll commiserate with you. Yes. It's what they're missing is a playmaker. They don't have a playmaker anymore. Ricky Pearsall is a great slot receiver. He's never going to be more than that. Ayuk is a head case. He's the next AB / whoever else, other head case that had good talent, not great, and fell apart that you know. That's exactly what Ayuk is. Heck, even for that matter, give him a Devontae Adams. Yeah, Jay Goldie is a good linebacker from Seattle, Cincinnati. I've been looking at him too. I like Aiden Fisher of Indiana better and Lander Barton of Utah better. It's mostly due to some metrics that I watch and what I've seen on game film. Galde has a tendency to stutter step too much and not make a good decision in running plays when he gets ready to tackle. Go watch, you'll see it. You'll see him hesitate, and it looks like he stutter steps like a running back, like he doesn't know which way they're going because he's not watching their hips. He's watching their eyes and the ball, and it gets him beat in run defense. Now that's something you can be coached out of, but you should be already at that level, getting ready to go pro, in my opinion. But hey, Micah Parsons has made a living out of not really doing run tackling. Yeah, you're probably right. David Igbansom, OSU. Devin Moore out of Florida. You guys need a big-bodied, not thick, but not light cornerback to help bolster your secondary. Oh yeah, an interior lineman would be good. Where you're picking, Parker Brailsworth will be right there. Prime for you to take. Because most of the good interior old linemen are guards. Your guys are going to need a center. I don't know if your center is going to recover from that. We don't know if it's inoperable. I hope he's okay because he's much better than Sean Ryan. I hope you guys don't re-sign Sean Ryan. And that's the other news that broke this weekend. Matt LaFleur stays in Green Bay. The extension is done. But for all you old timers out there that's been watching me all along, this is for you. Yeah, that's right. I want Jenkins back at left guard. I bet you do. But this has been Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I have to get ready. I have a lunch date. So try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. And I hope you enjoyed the games this weekend. I had no dogs in the fight. I know I did. But peace, love, and chicken grease.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.